Hello everyone and welcome to this new video. I'm Ombra and today I'm gonna show you my commander guides about Agzok. Agzok is an evil faction tier 1 commander excelling on role of physical damage dealer. This commander is one of the few commander tier 1 still usable in the current meta, and what makes him unique is the fact he have 4 skill inside the kit for making damage. This is the reason cause Agzok is one of the best commander of the evil faction in terms of scaling per respect, cause he doesn't really reach a cap where the skill point have not anymore an effect on his damage. Talking about skill, Agzok at respect 5 after the Ascension have 22 points to assign on his skill. The first skill you want to unlock is Pursuer and you want to place 10 points out of 10 for max the output of damage at 400% physical damage on one enemy on round 2, 4, 6, 8 and 10, so 5 hits of this skill. At level 5 in addition you're gonna deal 100% physical damage when this commander is on attack, not when you defending a tile but only when you attack. And finally at level 10 you also gain 5 of initiative for your commander. After that you want to place 10 points on Shadow of the Mist, another damage skill that deals 130% physical damage on 3 enemies one time per turn for 2 turns. In addition at level 5 you're gonna increase the initiative of your commander by 3 and at level 10 you're gonna increase your attack by 5. At this point your basic damage dealer build is almost over. You want 1 point on Black Numenorian to inflict 12% additional focus damage every time you perform a basic attack on the same target, and you want that not for the ridiculous amount of damage that increase, but you want that for eliminate the usage of the defensive skill of the enemy twice faster. Then the final point you want to spend on the Mountain Warrior for inflict 55% physical damage on the target with the low amount of HP. Not inflict a lot of damage at this level, but is still something. As respect 5 after the Ascension, Agzok have already a decent amount of damage, not the best of the best for the meta. He miss also some stat cause he's not ascended at mythic level, is only legendary, but is already pretty good, in particular for free to play. At respect 10 you're gonna improve a lot the damage of your Agzok, in particular cause the Ascension, but also cause you're gonna have 4 more points to assign on his skill, and you want to assign all the 4 points on Mountain Warrior to increase his damage to 275%, and also at level 5 increase the damage inflicted by Agzok after this skill by 10% on the ranged unit. When you reach 26 points it's really important to reset your skill point and place the first point on Mountain Warrior. That cause you want the 10% bonus of Mountain Warrior effect also the Pursuer and the Shadow of the Mist skill, and for do that you need the Mountain Warrior skill apply first and the other 2. The final build for Agzok give you 7 more points to assign on its skill. The first 5 points you're gonna place on a Mountain Warrior to maximize his damage to 550%, and also at level 10 increase the attack of the commander by 5. Then to conclude the build you're gonna place 2 more points to the Black Numenorian just for increase the damage to 36%. Is not a lot of damage more, but it's still better than nothing. Thank you to his 4 damage skill, Agzok have no point wasted on his kit. Even if he start from epic, when he reach through the Ascension the mythic level, he recover all the statistics he need for be a very solid commander, not the top of the meta but still very solid and usable. If we talk about the equipment, Agzok is a damage dealer physical, and for this reason he want damage and attack on his equipment. He don't care about statistic outside that. The weapon is the most important things for a damage dealer, and the best choice for Agzok is the Axe of Khazad-dûm, which provide 1430 of damage and 48 of attack. The second best option is the Black Bow that provide 1228 of damage and also 39 of attack. The third option as legendary is the best for the free to play is the Blazing Tongue, which provide 1030 of damage and 27 of attack. That is lower than the first 2 option, but the good part of this weapon is it can be refined pretty easy, because you can obtain one of this weapon each season for 1k of point in the seasonal shop. So for who can't invest money on the game and have a lot of weapon legendary, have one each season to refine is pretty good. At epic level what I suggest to you use is the Battle Axe, which provide 10, 14 of damage and also 18 of attack. As chest, I'm gonna give you only 2 options for Agzok, cause the chest is the less important piece cause don't provide damage and also have a really low amount of attack. The best in slot is the Berserker Raiment, which provide 24 of attack and also 6 of initiative, and I don't suggest you to run any other legendary chest, it's a waste of resource. At epic level, what you want is the Scale Mail, which provide at least 15 of attack, is not a lot, but is the best choice at epic level. Remember also for this piece of gear specifically, it's always better close the set effect, only if you have the perfect golden chest 5-star it's better have the golden chest 5-star, but normally if you have to choose always the set effect. Talking about the helmet, the best in slot is the Brutal Helmet, which provide 48 of attack, the maximum amount possible for an helmet. The second choice is the Berserker Gates, which provide 27 of attack. I don't recommend you to invest on that if you're not a mega whale and you have a lot of helmet to invest, because the amount of statistic you gain it's very low paragon to the amount of resource you need for full star up this helmet. At epic level, what you wanna run is the full helm, which provide 18 of attack. Talking about the accessory, this is a very important piece for a damage dealer, because like the weapon provide damage, the most important statistic. The best accessory is the Palantiro Vortan, which provide 10 of damage and also 48 of attack. As alternative, you can think to run the Drums of Barad-dûr, which provide 610 of damage and 36 of attack. And then if you don't have any of these two, you can think to run the Fine Smoking Pipe, Nora Fine Nostrain, or the Signet of the Barrow, just for have the bonus damage for your commander. Even if you didn't have the bonus attack on these two items, the bonus damage is really fundamental. As last option at epic level, what you want to run is the Bone Talisman, which provide 18 of attack. Now talking about the set effect I mentioned, the best in slot for Agzok is Sharp Blade, which provide 20 of attack for the entire duration of the battle. That's gonna increase a lot your damage, in particular when you have a low amount of gear and attack on that. At very high level of gear, you can also think to run Might, which increase the damage dealt by 10% and is a good alternative for elude the diminishing return from the attack statistic when you have over 200. Then if you didn't have Sharpened Blade or Might, you can think to run Perseverance, it's not so bad, but you're gonna gain the very good bonus only after 6 rounds of battle, so it's not recommended. And also Warcry, another good bonus but not so good for Agzok, because you didn't have a big burst in the early, so you don't gonna use very good the Warcry bonus. For this reason I place Warcry only in the third and last position of the set effect. Then we talk about the unique, the Relic of Agzok that calls Giant Axe. Statistically talking, provide only one bonus useful for the commander, the +4 of attack, and even if you full strength that and you land all the point on the attack, you're gonna have only +24 of attack, which is not bad but is not fantastic. Then we talk about the bonus Mountain Bound that increase the damage dealt by the commander by 15%, but only when you fight on a stone production land. That is a big limitation. The amount of damage is pretty decent cause 15% is good, but only when you fight on a stone land. This is too much limited, so I don't suggest to invest on this item. Only if you are a Mega Kraken you can think about that. For a free to play, I don't suggest even to unlock this item, it's completely useless for you, use that. Then we talk about troops, and like for the other damage dealer, Agzok want a resistant troop that allow them to survive and inflict damage as long as possible. The best small unit for them in my opinion are the Berserkers, a unit with an high amount of HP and also a good amount of defense, also a very good initiative for a small unit. They are ideal for fight on a long war cause also the cost and the amount of time you need for recruited is really low. Then you have the Dragoons, for me the best medium unit for Agzok. They also have a really high amount of HP and defense like the Berserkers, and they also have 2 skill for damage reduction, so they are more tanky than Berserker, and they have also more initiative because they are a cavalry unit. The only problem with that is the cost and the time for recruit. They cost close to double of Berserker, so in a long war can be a problem. And finally for the large unit I suggest the Field Beast, a unit with an insane amount of HP, a good defense, the highest possible initiative on the evil faction, and also the special ability to apply poison and inflict more than 1 hit each round, and remove more than 1 stack, for example, of White Council each round. Absolutely the best unit for Agzok if you have to fight only one fight. The problem with that is the high cost, the high time for recruited, and also the fact that they are a neutral unit and so you have to conquest a camp for have that. There's other option for sure for Agzok, cause there's a lot of units very good for tanking, but these are the first 3 options in my opinion for Agzok and in general for the damage dealers. Talking about the commander, I suggest with Agzok the first is Shadow, cause Shadow is really good for remove the stack of white console, what counter the damage of the skill, the white console, so Shadow eliminate one of the common counter for Agzok, and for this reason it's fundamental play Agzok with them. Another good commander to play with Agzok is Sauron, which is skill the receiver, it will increase the damage suffering by the enemy by 19% for all the duration of the battle, and Agzok is a commander that inflicts damage constantly each round for all the battles, so gonna benefit from all this buff. And also Sauron with a lot of CC is one of the only protection for the evil faction. A commander that counter Agzok for me is Gil-galad. Being slower than Agzok with the skill Kingly King, probably gonna avoid all the damage from Agzok in the first 3 rounds, and in a correct army gonna allow 3 formation of elves to do the same. Then if you consider Agzok's cycle of skill on round 3, 6 and 9, you're gonna cut 33% of this cycle only with 1 skill of Gil-galad, so it's actually a damage reduction of 33% or more. Practically you don't gonna receive any damage in the first 5 rounds of the battle from Agzok. In conclusion, what I think about Agzok is that I believe that Agzok is one of the best tier 1 commander currently. I play them right now in my second team and is decent, deals a good amount of damage. Of course a low respect, there's no competition versus the meta commander, and even if you bring that to the top of the top at maximum respect, you cannot compete versus the top of the meta, but overall for a spender is a good second option, and for a free to play it's insanely good cause can work even at respect 3. I hope you enjoy this guide. If you like it, just smash like on that and also subscribe to my channel if you're not already. Let me know what you think about Agzok in the comment down below, and let me know what commander you wanna see in the future guides. Like always, I wanna remember you I have an affiliated code with the game that allow you to buy gems from the official site of the game instead from the game, and if you choose to use my code, the devs gonna recognize me a little commission of what you spend, and you're gonna support directly my channel. Again, thank you for following me and see you in the next. Woo!